Charles Babbage was an English mathematician, philosopher, inventor, and mechanical engineer. He is considered to be the father of the computer because of his work on the Analytical engine, a mechanical computer that was never completed in his lifetime. Babbage was born in London in 1791. He was a brilliant student and showed an early interest in mathematics and science. In 1821, he published a paper in which he described his idea for a difference engine, a machine that could calculate mathematical tables. The difference engine was a complex machine, and Babbage never succeeded in building a complete one. However, his work on the difference engine led him to develop the plans for the Analytical engine. The Analytical engine was designed to be a general-purpose computer. It was to have a central processing unit, a memory, and an input-output device. The Analytical engine was also to be programmable, meaning that it could be instructed to perform different tasks by changing its program. Babbage began working on the Analytical engine in 1833. He secured funding from the British government, but the project was eventually abandoned due to the high cost and the complexity of the machine. Babbage died in 1871, and the Analytical engine was never completed. However, Babbage's work on the Analytical engine was highly influential. His ideas were later used to develop the first electronic computers in the 20th century. Babbage is now considered to be one of the most important figures in the history of computing. Here is a short story about Charles Babbage and his work on the Analytical engine. The Dream of Charles Babbage. Charles Babbage stood in his workshop, gazing at the unfinished Analytical engine. It was a vast machine made of thousands of gears and levers. Babbage had been working on it for over a decade, but it was still far from complete. Babbage closed his eyes and imagined the Analytical engine finished. He saw it calculating complex mathematical problems, generating works of art, and even composing music. He knew that the Analytical engine had the potential to revolutionize the world. But Babbage also knew that there were many challenges to overcome. The Analytical engine was incredibly complex and expensive to build. Babbage had to rely on the skills of the best craftsmen in England, and he was constantly struggling to raise enough money to continue his work. Despite the challenges, Babbage was determined to finish the Analytical engine. He knew that it was a machine that would change the world. One night, Babbage had a dream. He dreamed that he was standing in a vast room filled with analytical engines. The machines were all working together, calculating complex equations and generating beautiful works of art. Babbage woke up feeling inspired. He knew that his dream was a vision of the future. He knew that the Analytical engine would one day be a reality. Babbage continued to work on the Analytical engine for many years. He made significant progress, but he was never able to complete it. He died in 1871, and the Analytical engine was never finished. However, Babbage's work on the Analytical engine was not in vain. His ideas were later used to develop the first electronic computers in the 20th century. Today, computers are used in every aspect of our lives, and we owe a debt of gratitude to Charles Babbage, the man who dreamed of the first computer.